Hi girls, welcome to class. This is the fourth session, which means that we have two more, including the summative. So it is important that we remember why are we doing this. Remember that at the end, what you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to check a way to improve your Wi-Fi signal, and the way you're gonna do it is I'm going to give you some options from YouTube. People that say, look, if you do this, you're going to improve your signal. So you're going to have to do it. And then you're going to have to show me with real data if it actually worked or not. This is why we are collecting the data right now. So you have the data to compare with what you're going to do. Okay? So for this activity, which is called Our Reality, or just a theory, the power of arguments, and you're going to see why. You have 4 tasks. The first one is intended for 25 minutes. The second one, another 25 minutes. The third task is going to take you a bit of time, but not because doing it, but while we organize. And the last part is going to take you 45 minutes. So all around, it shouldn't be more than 2 hours and a half you working on this, okay? Now, you're going to find this. This is just to show you that these are the 2 tables that you should have presented. Both of them are correct. The organization is different, but they're going to work. And what you're going to do, and I want you to be really careful with this. You have here 3 options. 30 megabytes, 50 megabytes per second, not megabytes, sorry, megabits, and 100 megabits. If your house has a connection between 10 and 30, you're going to use this one. If your connection is 50, you're going to use this one. And I know there are some students that their connection is actually 100, so you're going to use this one. And what you're going to have to do is, you don't have to do anything but just to fill this table. So you're going to use your data and just you're going to fill it. So if it would be my case, I'm just going to start filling it with my data. Now, since my internet is around 50 megabytes, I will not use this one, but I'm going to use the one that says 50. So this is 0. And the idea is that you not only see how the graphs should have been with the title, with the tags, with the units, everything is perfect in these graphs, okay? And you're just gonna put your data. So if it would be 50, 45, 48, 44, you see how it's constructing the graph? Now this would be for the face, at face level. Let's imagine that at face it's all the same. You're gonna start building it. And the only thing that I need from you is that you fill this table, and at the end, these graphs you're gonna copy paste into the guide. One thing, girls, if you don't have all these measurements, you just leave them alone. You leave them in blank, meaning that if in direction A in my house I was only able to get 2 and I don't have more data, I leave it like that. And the other way, if I took 8 points, it meaning that I would have to add here more, don't worry, just leave it like that, because I know some of you girls were actually able to measure a lot. So just fill the information that you have, and once you have it, you're gonna copy paste this into the guide. Okay, back to the guide. The only thing we're gonna add is, based on what I saw from your interpretations, you're going to try to make one general interpretation for each graph. Again, the only difference is that I'm giving you the questions, so you just have to answer them. Now, the thing is that you have to answer them not as a yes or no. You have to answer them repeating the same question. What does it mean? Is there a relation between the independent and dependent variable? So you would have to say, you can see there is or not a relation between the, and it's up to you to tell me which is the independent and the dependent. And once you have these answers, you're going to copy each of the answer and you're going to write it right here as a text, as a sentence. Okay? And with this, I'm going to guarantee that you're going to have a graph and in the interpretation just like I need it, so we can continue working. Task 2. Now this is interesting because I wanted to change a bit the dynamic. The whole idea of the task 2 is for you to start making arguments. So for this, I'm going to use conspiracy theories. We're going to discuss some conspiracy theories, and based on those, we're going to see examples of how to make arguments. So for this one, you're going to watch a 3-minute video on what are conspiracy theories and why they're so appealing. And you're going to watch this video in which I explain how to make arguments, and I show examples of arguments based on conspiracy theories. Based on this, you're going to have to make like a small summary of the important things while making arguments, which I describe in the video. For this task, what you're going to do is we're going to focus on conspiracy theories based on coronavirus. So you're going to watch this video in which the host explains the main conspiracy theories related to coronavirus. So you have an understanding on what are they saying, what are the conspiracy theories behind coronavirus. And once you see this, you're gonna go to this link. You're not going to read all of them. You're only going to read these ones, which are 4. Now, why do I need you to read these 4? Just because these 4 are almost the same that appear in the video, but because once you read this, you're going to, at the time that it says right here, 11:50, that is the time that you're supposed to be working in the forum in Aula Virtual. We're not going to do that this class. What we're going to do is, we're going to meet in Teams, and we're going to choose one of these topics, one of these conspiracy theories, and we're going to discuss them. The idea is that we make like it would be a round table. So I'm going to be controlling the chat. I'm going to be the only one able to talk. The rest of you is just going to use the chat, and you're going to write down what do you think about the conspiracy theory that we're going to select. So I need you to be all at 11:50 so we can discuss them. And so you can see, not only to hear about what you think, because to be honest, I'm curious about what you think. Whether 5G actually is causing coronavirus, but for you to practice argumentation. So this would be not like a debate, but kind of a debate in a virtual way. And to be honest, the reason why I do it is to change the dynamic, and so you can actually have a different type of relation in the class, okay? Now, once we finish this discussion, the only thing that you're gonna have to do is tell me what we talked, and this is a way for me to know if you actually logged in Teams at the time that we said, and try to identify the arguments that all your classmates said, arguments to support it or to reject it. Which theory this we're going to choose using. I'm going to make a small survey so we decided right there. The 4th task and the last one is gathering everything we've done so far, so you can actually tell me if my hypothesis makes sense or not. So you're gonna reread the hypothesis, the one I showed you in class number 2. You're going to read the procedure that you did last class, and based on that, based on the graphs, based on your knowledge on how to make arguments, and based on you practicing how to make arguments, you're going to discuss the validity of the hypothesis, which means you're going to have to argument my hypothesis if the data you got supports the hypothesis or rejects it. You're gonna have to do the same process with the methodology, and you're only going to describe me what could you do better in terms of the procedure, in terms of this part right here. What could you do better to make this a better experiment? It means that you're going to have to analyze this procedure is the best procedure to check this hypothesis, yes or no. You have some practice doing this from last term, so it's not like it's something new. And these 3 are the ones that are actually going to be graded. So you're going to write down here the discussion of the hypothesis, discussion of the procedure, and the description of the improvements. And this will correspond to Objective C 3, 4, and 5. I uploaded in Aula Virtual a schedule for the rest of the classes, not only telling you what we've done, so you check if what we've done is what you thought we've been doing, but telling you exactly what is going to happen next class and what's going to be the summative. And all of this, if you just scroll to the right, you're going to see the objectives. So class 1 was objective D1 and 2. The third one, last one, 1 and 2. Today's class, we're going to have the 3, 4, and 5th. So it means that the summative, you're going to have 2 objectives with this specific part. Girls, this is for you to know what we're doing, what we've done. Check if you didn't give anything in this class, so you talk to me, or just make sure that you have everything, okay? Now, everything from today is right here in Aula Virtual. The video, this video that I'm doing right now, the guide that has all the links for the videos, the graph, this is the Excel file that you have to download to make the graph. The forum, I'm still going to be answering questions in the forum in terms of I don't understand what to do in task 2, I don't understand, I have a problem with my graph, everything related to performing the activity. And the upload, as always, is going to be at 4. And once we finish this, I need you to go to the virtual activity 3. You're going to click here into the upload, right here, and each one of you is going to have access to the feedback. Check it, not only because you're going to have to use the data, but because I need you to know the specific aspects of your brain. With that in mind, if anything, let me know if you have any doubt or questions, and I'll see you at 11:50. Bye, girls.